Alright. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Florencio Files. Well, guess what? The Sewer Mermaid has once again gotten all slimy. He's grown some tentacles, and he's coming out in his best Zerg. That is right. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, playing against his original race, Protoss, it's Florencio. And I love seeing really cheeky bastard Zerg players against Protoss because it is so fun to see what they can do against a race that relies on such a small number of units in the early game to defend, to survive, and really is all about scouting and understanding what their opponent's doing and then reacting to it. I think that's part of why Florencio is such an exceptionally annoying and frustrating Protoss player. But it also means that when he takes that away from his opponents, I think there's a good chance that they are going to get very confused and not know how to act, how to react, or how to have any idea of what the hell he's trying to do. So up here in the top left, it's Ekelin. And Ekelin does come in with a probe and sees a pretty early gas and pool and immediately drops a forge in response. So very safe play here from Ekelin, who's worried about early shenanigans. Does build a gateway there. Leaves an opening though, and Florencio's drone comes in and says, "Hello, my name's Captain Dickhead, and I'm going to turn into a hatchery in your base." Ekelin's probably not too happy about that. If you got a forge, you can always just build some cannons, but definitely an annoying way to start. Immediately, a roach warren goes down behind this, and the gas starting to mine. And most importantly, it's that next level of Florencio Zerg. He actually builds drones while this is happening. He's also going to send another drone across. Maybe going to build a spine crawler next to this as it goes up. Ekelin does start another pylon here. He's going to chrono boost out a zealot and starts a cannon right next to the hatchery. So that'll finish well before the hatch. Good chance Florencio's going to have to cancel that with all this damage going down. Apologies. Dragging the sneeze away from the mic and observing so well at the same time. Don't worry, guys, I'm a pro. The drone is going to head off now and just hide up in the main. He's immediately going to go put another hatchery down. Ekelin, of course, probably busy thinking about getting that expansion up. Does not know about that hatchery. He's a little worried about units coming in, so that zealot maybe going to sit in the wall. This drone has actually come forward and is sitting right outside the base, luring this zealot away. This drone says, hey, sexy zealot. Do you want to come over here and play? The zealot's like, yeah, nah, like my parents taught me not to follow strange drones. Sends a probe to the corner of the base, realizing that drone went missing. Good scouting by Ekelin now. Sees the hatchery, pulls a few drones and a zealot. Behind this, burrows on the way. A few more drones coming out for Flow, so he's going to actually get to a one base mineral economy with just one gas geyser. And this drone's coming over and just hanging out right outside the base. It's going to put down another hatchery. Is that in vision? It's just outside of the vision. Another pylon building up in the main base as well. This hatchery looks like, I don't think that's going to finish. If it does, it'll have almost no hit points. Florencio, does he cancel this to get the refund? If he lets it finish, I guess you have one lava immediately. Maybe we'd have enough hit points to get a second lava, but that's pretty doubtful. Another zealot comes out the front, finds this hatchery. This is finding no purchase at all. I mean, Florencio's being annoying, and he has stopped them from getting a nexus, but... Oh, he pops out and he hides in the viscera, immediately burrows the drone. The zealots walk away thinking it died, and it pops back out, builds the hatchery again. Oh, Florencio with the hide. Ekelin has no idea about that. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that on the camera the first time. Let's see if he goes for it again. So Florencio's gonna have to cancel and immediately burrow. And he does it. He takes 2 zealot hits, but he doesn't die. Look at that. And it looks like he's dead because there's so much blood and guts going everywhere. Ekelin can't see it, doesn't realize, doesn't see the animation of the drone burrow, so is completely unawares. That Overlord as well goes and hides in his little pervert pillar. Florencio, how many hatcheries are we going to build here? That got cancelled once, so it's been 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is like the 5th proxy hatch. Obviously, 3 have been cancelled so far, but still, this is a crazy amount of money. Flo's building a few roaches at home, but it looks like Ekelin's coming across the map to counterattack. 2 stalkers, 3 zealots coming over, and they're like, wait, what? You don't have an expansion? They are very confused right now. Ekelin is like, what is this? What are you doing? The stalkers come in. They're attacking the hatchery. Bad move by Ekelin. It's going to turn and have to fight these roaches, but there's a spine building and more roaches on the way. Look at this stutter step from Nibencio right now. Burrows a roach to heal it as well. Florencio's burrow micro has been getting so sick. He's been using this against Terran a lot lately. And those zealots going to get surrounded. The drone's going to try and surround the stalkers. One of them goes down. And this roach does survive, nicely defended. Meanwhile, in the main, Ekelin's like, wait, what? There's creep in my base? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Ekelin's got to be mad at the creep's already spread so much. Can't build cannons in range of the hatchery. The creep is blocking it. It's going to warp in a few zealots, but there's only 2 gateways and there's already roaches building here. Ekelin's going to try and build some cannons and batteries a little bit further back, but these roaches are going to pop out, as is that queen. And another pylon goes up there as well. These roaches are going to move across the map. They will catch that probe as well. There is a proxy pylon there that could be used to maybe do like a 2 adept warp in, but with a spine in the mineral line, that's not going to achieve that much. Zealot there, 2 more zealots warping in. The roaches doing what they can. They could actually potentially run around behind the hatchery. Nice burrow micro on these roaches so far. The queen pops out as well. Is she going to spread creep or inject? I don't know which one. The roaches are arriving on the front at this moment, but look at this. None of the roaches are going down. Burrow being used to preserve everyone. Both of those zealots and the probes go down. Roaches arrive on the top. They're going to trap these stalkers if they focus on them. Oh, the shield battery is there, though, and they do get to the safety of the battery. Good pullback there by Ekelin. These roaches could focus on those warping in stalkers and maybe kill one, but no. Florencio backs off. He's going to go in the main, but he sees, cannon with his shield battery. A little bit too tough. He does kind of bleed units into it a little bit because he's busy trying to micro down here. He gets the stalker, loses a roach or 2, though. Can he get another stalker? Oh, he can. Does take that one out. Okay, he's going to pull back. Florencio being forced to micro in 2 places at once. Let's go to Flo's camera. Let's watch this from Flo's view. Okay, he burrows these roaches. He looks back up in the main. He's going to select these guys. You can see he's building... Wait, did he just build drones? Okay, he's building the drones at home right now. He's bringing a roach from home that was blocking his second gas geyser. He wants more gas to make ravages right now. He's going to try and use some corrosive biles, but he realizes those cannons aren't going to get through. So, okay, he's going to work his way around. Let's go back to everyone's camera. Battery overcharge goes down, but that's not going to protect the probes. They'll get one shot by the roach ravager if they hit it all at the same time. And as you can see, yeah, when a few of them attack at once, it does go down. The battery overcharge looked good until a few attacks all lands instantaneously. Roaches on the front going to come forward. The cannon doesn't quite reach. They're going to click on that shield battery. Florencio just picking and choosing his fights right now. That queen's going to kill that shield battery as well. This main base not getting any mining right now. Only one stalker actually engaging the units. Oh, the shield battery. He lets it survive. Florencio with a big mistake, leaving that alive on 2 hit points. He's dropping biles that are chasing the units off, but the cannon does see those units. They're a little bit too close. In the natural, the roaches are going to tear down the gateway. They've already killed the shield battery. Another ravager goes down. Florencio landing some biles, but that shield battery getting way too much healing. The sentries, though, not being supported by the stalkers. This is such a shit show, dude. They are both so confused by what is happening right now. Florencio is trying to multitask roaches in 3 different locations, which is really hard for most people. For Florencio, I think he's bleeding out of his ears trying to do this. Honestly, the man with like 70 APM. What is Flo's APM? 130? I guess he does click. He clicks at a decent speed. Fair enough. That's higher than I thought it would be. Oh, that roach needs to burrow. Oh, he's not quite burrowing. He's losing these roaches. He's coming in from the other side with these roaches as well. Trying to get on that high ground, but the cannon is in range. These roaches starting to bleed out. The shield battery is doing their work. The stalkers are cleaning this up, man. These roaches do get behind, but there's a stalker there to greet them as well. So these stalkers starting to clean this up. The observer, he's trying to bile the observer. He gets it. He biles the observer, gets rid of the detection, allows his units to hide. I can't believe he managed to bile the bloody observer. You are kidding me. Finally, when it looked like Ekelin was about to get on top of this and be able to recover and get ahead, no, he's not able to do it. The roach is still running around. This ravager and roach on the high ground, they're going to try and attack from up there. This single roach is killing shit. Ekelin, what are you doing, mate? You've got to get down there and protect your worker line. He's fighting with probes. There's stalkers and immortals just idling. The bile takes out a probe. The roaches are going ham. There is an observer that's about to be here. The immortal, the absolute hard counter to the roach, finally gets over here and starts just blasting those roaches' heads off. Oh god, it took him a while though. Ekelin did lose an extra 5 or 6 workers there. Now, if Ekelin does just chrono probes, probably could recover, but... Wait. Ekelin accidentally has probes on the army key or something? What are these probes doing? For some reason, probes are being brought into the battle right now. Okay, does realize it was an accident. Goes down here now. He's going to try to go forward. Don't lose the observer! Don't lose the observer! Loses the second observer to corrosive bile. Oh my god, Ekelin. By the way, still has not cleaned up the roaches in the main and the natural, which are unburrowing right now. The ones in the main have popped out. They're going to come up and hit that mineral line. Ekelin, clean your base up. Get some probing going. It does kill the hatchery, which is something, but the probes are going down in the main. They have to run away. Ekelin here, for whatever reason, is microing the front rather than protecting the guts of his economy, which are taking critical damage. Ekelin What are you doing, mate? Get back up there. He's so mad. He wants to just push Florencio away from his base, but he's doing it at the cost of his entire economy. He loses another 3 or 4 probes there. It's down to just 12 and is building nothing. Ekelin's production line has come to a standstill. These roaches still being cheeky buggers, popping in, popping up as much as possible with that burrow micro. These roaches in the main damaging the Nexus. Those ones have gone back to burrow. A third observer builds here. 2 already dying to corrosive vials. That last one, the corrosive vial was nowhere near it, and Ekelin microed the observer into its death. It was absolutely silly. Oh my god, these roaches pop up again. They kill even more stuff. Okay, finally, observer, immortal, some stalkers gonna do some stuff. By the way, Florencio finally takes 3 hatcheries behind this. He was floating 2,000 minerals for such a long time. Oh, he's gonna kill the Nexus. If Ekelin just heals with the shield battery and overcharges, could easily heal through their damage, but no, it's just warping in zealots to die to roaches at the front. Ekelin is just freaking out right now. He's like, what the fuck is this game, man? Oh my god, he's going to bring up the Observer, the Immortal as well. Finally, we'll clean these roaches up. He's building probes again, but it's taken so long to go back to probing for Ekelin. If Ekelin was building probes through this whole process, probably could have weathered the storm. As it is, Flo, after 10 minutes of roach bastardry, absolute bastardry, is going to start to build workers. He builds 10 workers. He's at 28 versus 17. Anybody else with the ability to use a control group to build drones while they're looking at their micro would be at like 70 workers by now. But remember, it is a trademark of Florencio to not just be exceptional at micro and understand detailed, fancy maneuvers to take advantage of your opponent, but also to never macro behind your push. Always stare at the micro and enjoy the slaughter. He's oversaturated by double in his main base right now. He's actually going to get hit by a counterattack. He's making mass slow Zergling right now. Okay. So because there's an Immortal and Stalkers, Florencio's like, hey, Zerglings aren't armored. They don't take bonus damage from an Immortal or Stalkers. If I just mass slow Zerglings, they'll beat this. It's like, you have 600 gas. Make Ling speed, you absolute donkey. He starts it now. It's not even a choice. He just forgot it. He's like, hey, these Lings don't seem to be moving that fast. There's something missing about them. They need something flashy, you know? Maybe, can we give them some wings? Maybe some wings? Having to make him run like 50% faster at the same time? Maybe? Yeah, it's probably a good idea, man. Oh my god. Mass slow Zergling. No upgrades. 12 minutes 30 into the game. Is it enough? The Immortal doing jack all damage. The Stalker's getting overwhelmed. There is just not enough Protoss here for Ekelin. Tries to pull back to the choke point. Some decent micro by Ekelin. Trying to get back to these 2 zealots. But there's just too many Zerglings. And talk about a slow and painful death. This is like getting beaten to death by an old man with his walking cane. It's one of the most embarrassing ways to go. Florencio here, touching on his deep understanding of the intrinsic value of doing bad things to insult your opponent. He realizes, you know, he's got that game sense. He's like, you know what? Doing this with Ling speed would be effective, but it wouldn't crush his soul. He'd probably be like, Zergzimba. Dying to slow Lings, Ekelin knows that his opponent is a fucking monkey who is toying with him. And he's like, he knows that his opponent's probably high, most certainly has a shit-eating grin on his face, and who knows, he might be wearing a pyramid on his head as well. For anyone who's ever watched Florencio's stream, he plays with a literal nexus on his head half the time. The man is a literal madman. And Ekelin here now pushed back to a massive economy deficit. Now, I would say the game is over at this point, but I have learned my lesson. After years casting the Florencio files, I understand his ability to throw games. And I mean, this should be enough to win, but literally 31 slow banelings with not that many Zerglings, they need to connect with the probes. They need to connect. I mean, this is the dumbest attack I've ever seen in my life. He's once again going in with something aimed to embarrass. He wants to take his opponent's soul out of his chest. He just clicks on it and blows up the gateway, the wall, and most of the units. He doesn't micro the banelings. Oh my god. He just lets all the banelings blow up on a single zealot and immortal. Oh my god. He could have chased the probes and maybe done game-ending damage. but Florencio finds a way to throw away 31 Banelings. I think he killed maybe like 4 probes and like a gateway and a few zealots in the Stalkers. That was one of the worst trades of all time. I think he was actually way ahead on the units lost until that fight. His Roach Micro, his Burrow Micro is great before. Now, what is very cute is he is going to hide 2 Zerglings back there, and I think his plan is to Oh, he's going to unburrow. They're in vision. Oh, he was going to try and morph Sneaky Banes, but Ekelin says, no, shame on me for letting that happen before, mate. No way, never again. So Ekelin's going to try to reprobe here. Doesn't really have any minerals right now. Just trying to rebuild the wall. Florencio is up at 45 drones. So we now look at Florencio's inability to finish a game. He always builds queens. I don't know if I've ever seen him do a lava inject. Wait, he did one. He just did another one there. He still hasn't done one in the main. He just randomly... Okay, so he's queuing like 6 injects on the 3rd base. None on the main. Florencio. Fuck yeah. His macro makes no sense and he does random shit. Florencio. He eats poo, but only after he smears it on his opponent's face. Yeah, that's my theme song because I don't know what this follow-up is. He's building spine crawlers. He's like, yeah, you're on like 20 workers. I'm way ahead. How can I win from here? I'm going to make an Overseer, Overlord speed, and spine crawl. He's going to take a 4th base. He does defend the Dark Templar. The Roaches are going to get a nice little surround and kill these DTs. The Desperation Dark Shrine not working out. Ekelin struggling to rebuild the probes in the main. If Ekelin holds down the probe... The crazy thing is there is always a way back into the game to victory if you're against Flo. You just need to like actually rebuild because he takes so long to close the game out. And it's always about him trying to be like funny, I think. Honestly, I don't think he actually gets any satisfaction from just killing someone. It's all about the pain. It's all about annoying them. It's all about doing silly things. He's going to go on Hydra Den and Aspire right now. He's got a 4th. Hasn't put on gases here on the 3rd yet. He's burrowing Zergling, so he's enjoying just denying all the bases. I do love that move. Nothing more satisfying, guys, than when you're a Zerg and you see a probe come over here and it obviously is being told to put a Nexus and it just bugs out and goes, can't build there. And you see that probe idle or that SCV, that drone, and you just go, delicious. You know they're going to be pissed off when that happens. Ekelin's back up to 30 probes. He's going to go for a Templar Archive. So we're going to see Zealot Archon very good versus Zerglings and Banelings. Florencio, rather than spending his money, let's actually watch through the eyes of the sewer moment. Like, what is he looking at? It seems to me like he's just running his army around as a giant group, burrowing and unburrowing it everywhere. But he's going to go Lurkers. Okay. He's building Hydras now. Some Hydras. Four Hydras. Now he cancels a Hydra. He cancels another Hydra. What? He's looking at his main, clicking on it and building Corruptors? Okay, he's decided Hydras would be too effective at killing his opponent, so would Lurkers. So he's going to start with Corruptors, because that's the only unit that can actually piss on your opponent's base. Overlords can poo on their base, but Corruptors can actually pee on them. And it's a little more offensive because it actually does damage. For those who don't know, if you drop creep with an Overlord, that is actually an ability. At Lair Tech, it opens. The Overlord can just kind of drop creep. We call it pooing creep because that's what it looks like. If you do that on an enemy building, there is actually a graphic for it getting covered in creep. Now, I'm not sure if it exists for every skin set. I imagine it would. But yeah, basically, if you do that on the command center, it'll just get covered in all this brown sludge. So you literally get to deface the architecture of your opponent, which is, I'll tell you what, it's bloody satisfying is what it is. Now, Florencio is I love the way you can just see his camera move around so awkwardly. He's like, yeah, let's make a Hydra upgrade. Pigs made a lot of fun of the people I've killed, those Zergs who never made Hydra upgrades when I was Protoss. Let's not go that way, man. Let's not go that way. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's go back to everyone's camera. The Corruptor Piss Squad comes in and... Oh, no. Where are you going to go over there? The Archons can defend this, bro. They can kill that. But maybe they can't. Florencio's like, oh, hello. He pops up. No! Florencio, this is a losing fight. So Florencio pops his army up, gets it killed, but he kills the Nexus, unzips his fly, and pees all over that Roach burrows just to be annoying. Behind this, he's got no units, guys. His Corruptors are going to have to come home. What's he going to do? He's got one Lurker and a handful of Hydras. He's trying to make another Lurker. It's on his ramp right now. Okay, I guess what he can do, because I don't think he actually has enough numbers to fight this army. I mean, it's not that big an army, but he just has a handful of Hydras with Jackal upgrades. If he can bring the Corruptors back, maybe he can snipe the Observer. Remember, the Observer's dying has been a big problem. That Observer's in there. That Observer, oh, it flies into the Spore Crawler. Flies into the Spore Crawler. There's a Corruptor there with the Overseer. The Corruptor's killing the Observer. His Lurker dies, though. Oh, his Lurker dies. He does have one more Lurker back there. He's got a lot of Hydras coming out. Those Hydras, Burrow. He's such a troll. Oh my god, who thinks to burrow slow Hydras here? 10 minutes after winning the game with his amazing burrow proxy hatchblade, Florencio actually wins the game. I feel like this is like the last 30% of every episode of the Florencio Files is us just watching a dude urinate on a corpse. It feels like it feels weird. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate the support. We'll be back with more episodes of the Florencio Files. He just sent me a brand new pack. Hope you guys are enjoying early access. Those of you here on the Patreon who do get early access to it, as well as, of course, the big boys, Maxan, Colonel SC, and Pimp City, who are doing so much to support the show. Thank you so much. Check out the Patreon down below in the description. I'll see you guys next week. Goodbye and good night.